Hi, my name is Por-shi-a, and I am coming today to tell you about some dreams that I had in my past within the last 2 years. Just two of them, actually, that really spoke to my heart, that really touched me and helped me to understand that God is really trying to talk to us right now through His Son Jesus. So what happened is I was going through a lot these last couple of years. I've been in and out of domestic violence relationships, and I've been going through a lot with my spiritual relationship with God, and I was just asking Him straight up, like, God, what do you want me to do on this earth? Like, what is my purpose? Like, what is my plan for my life? And I don't really see me really growing that much. Like, in the churches I've been in, please, like, reveal to me, what do I need to do? Is it something I'm doing it? Is it something that's going on with my church? Or what's happening? Like, why do I feel like I'm not being used by you? So, to make a long story short, I just kept praying and praying and praying and fasting and praying and praying and fasting, praying over and over and over again. And out of nowhere, all these dreams started pouring in. And I'm going to tell you about a couple of them from the times of October 2014 all the way up to December 2017. So these are all the dreams that God had put in my heart and He reminded me of recently. So, in one of my dreams, I was living in this house, and I assumed that I was in Playas, Mexico, which I've been there before, visiting with a friend, and we're thinking about moving there. And at the last minute, I didn't move because I just felt like something bad in my spirit. And I felt like at the last minute, God didn't want me there with them. And we also had a falling out because of something that happened with my ex-boyfriend. He strangled me and beat me up and almost killed me. And she sat there and became friends with him. So I just let it go, and I just moved on with my life, and I moved out of state, and I just left everything behind, and I chose to forgive her. So anyways, all that happened within that timeline. At the same time, I also lost my son to CPS because of a lie that my mother said, and because of I've always been spiritually attacked because of my prophetic dreams that I have a lot. So, getting back to the dream, I was living in the house, and I was telling my roommate, because I heard the door knock and I heard a doorbell ring, and I was telling her, do you want me to get it? And I was upstairs. My room was the only one upstairs. And I was looking downstairs, and I was telling her, like, look, do you want me to get the door? And she said, no, it's okay. She's Korean at the time, my roommate. And my other roommate was Mexican, and then my other roommate was white, and then there was one guy that was from China, and a black guy. And so, anyways, make a long story short, what happened is, in a dream, she said, no, I'm gonna get the door. So I just let the door cracked, and I started reading and praying in my Bible. As I was reading and praying in my Bible, out of nowhere, I hear these three men talking. And they sound like there's some type of foreign accent, but I couldn't tell what kind. And I opened it a little bit more just to poke my head out real quick and see what's going on. So I poked my head out real quick. I looked downstairs, and I saw that one of them was Korean, the other one was Russian, and another one was from the Middle East somewhere, but I couldn't really tell exactly where. So all three of them came to the house and they said, everybody must leave, that we have reason to believe that there is a bomb in this area somewhere and nobody is safe. You must come with us and go into FEMA camps temporarily, and then from there you would be able to come home, one, or two, we would help you find housing. And I was kind of like thinking in my head, that doesn't sound right. And then at the last minute, right before they left, he said, martial law has started, and you must decide if you want the mark, the mark, the mark, the mark of the beast. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And I was shocked because I didn't think somebody would say that out of their mouth, but he did. And I knew something was up. And my roommate was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, this is a chip in your hand or your right hand or your forehead. That's going to help you to buy things in the future and right now. And it's going to help you so then that way nobody won't be able to steal your identity and all these other lies that he made up with her. At the last minute, she was talking to him and she was telling him about Jesus. And he was like, oh, so you're a Bible thumper. She said, no, not exactly, but I do know that that doesn't sound right. Or something like that. I don't remember exactly what she said. And at the last minute, he shot her. And then he went in the house and he shot everybody else except for me. And I ran down the stairs in my back balcony, and I left down the stairs right there, and I ran and I ran and I ran on the beach, and I wound up meeting this guy, and I later on found out that he was an angel, but I thought he was a real guy. And he grabbed my hand and he told me, follow me. And he said, don't worry, you're going to be safe. God brought me to you. And I didn't know what he meant by that, but I just followed him because I knew I believed in the Lord, and I was like, I trust him. And before I left, I wound up packing up a backpack with my Bible, my journal, some food, some water, and then, yeah, I left. So, in the dream, I kept running. Finally, we got to this house, and it was an all white house on the beach. And we hid there for a little bit until a bomb went off. And I'm not sure, at the time I didn't know for sure if it was a regular bomb or if it's a nuclear bomb or whatever, but there was definitely a bomb went off. And when it went off, these sirens went off and these alarm sounds went off, and I could hear car alarms happening. And before I knew it, I was losing my breath and I died. And the reason why I knew I died is because in the other part of the dream, I was in heaven and I was with God and I was with Jesus, and I was looking down and I was trying to see if I could see anything. And I'm right then and there, as soon as I looked down, I saw the earth being destroyed, and then I saw it form back to its normal self again. And I wound up, right before I woke up, I wound up going back to the earth and being on one of the four corners, and I was able to see exactly what was happening at the time of what caused the world to become burning from where I was looking at. And what happened is there was just fires everywhere. There was a nuclear bomb that went off. There was a war that happened. And then on top of that, these scientists had made these fake sun and a bunch of other fake different things that they made to affect with the weather, and it messed up the weather so bad that unfortunately, a bunch of natural disasters happened at the same time, and the whole earth just got destroyed, and the volcanoes started erupting left to right everywhere, and before they knew it, it was too late, and everything was destroyed and fired, and there was no more America at all. It was completely gone. Now, another dream I had. I was in line, this really long line. It must have been over 10,000 people, or 10,000 souls, I mean. And I was in hell. I was in a cave, and we're waiting in line. And I remember getting towards the line, towards the front of the line, and realizing we were in hell because I saw that there was demons that were like from far away. You thought they were regular humans, right? And when you looked down on their feet, you could see that they were half animal. And there were different types of demons. And I remember just crying and thinking to myself, why am I in this line? And I remember right before it was my time, they were asking people, I heard them say, well, get ready, you're about to be in paradise. And then after that, they would ask you for all your identification, all of your information. So like your birth certificate, your social, your identification card, your passport, everything, you name it, they'll ask for it. And once you give it to them, they will take it, give you like this receipt thing in my dream, and then you'll walk off and you think you're going into paradise, but really you're going into hell, and you wind up walking down this cave, like I said, and you're going towards the end, and then you can hear people screaming like, ah! And then next thing you know, it's your turn. And then it just keeps going on and on and on and on. And so finally, when it was two people before me, and it was about to be my time, I don't know what happened, but I guess at the last minute, I did something, and I wound up not going, and I didn't have to give them my information. And I wound up going into seeing this light on the corner of my eye, another tunnel. But this time it was light and it was beautiful. And I wound up getting out of the line and running towards the light and walking at the last minute when I got to the end and to heaven. And I saw these really beautiful, but it wasn't straight though, it was like narrow. And it was really hard to get into these, I guess you could say, cave, tunnel type thing. And it was really hard to get into, but I got there. Then I wound up waking up after that. Next dream, I was in a deep sleep. This is about December. I was asking the Lord to show me what's going on with our president. Well, at the time, the president I'm talking about is Obama, and I didn't really understand what was going on with him. And I'm not normally into politics or anything like that, but I always felt like something was wrong. I've never had a problem with the guy personally, I just always knew something was wrong. And I remember in this dream I had, I saw Obama and another guy in a hotel, some type of fancy hotel, having sex together. And then I saw Trump having orgies with people, men and women. And I saw Rihanna, Beyonce, and Shakira, and they were drinking each other's piss and eating, poop, and they were torturing each other and beating each other, and they had a strap on, and each one of them would take turns on strapping each other down. And they'll just make out and kiss it over and touch themselves and all kind of stuff like that. And I was just kind of like, whoa. And in the dream, it was like strange, because I was like, I never seen that before in my life. It was really shocking. I was thinking to myself, like, why in the world was there a dream like that? Like, I don't get that. So, in the middle of the dream, I finally get to the point